Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Erin here with you for another yoga session. This is going to be a really nice follow-up to the session that we did previously. You don't have to have done that session, but you will find if you did it, then this one really flows on quite well from that one. It's also quite a grounding, strengthening sequence to really help us get our out of our head, out of thinking, into feeling into our body, particularly into our lower body, because grounding is really important at the moment. It always is, but particularly at this point in our lives. So for the practice today, you'll find it is helpful to have a strap, but if you don't have one, you can always use a scarf, or you can even do it without a strap. So yeah, no worries with that. And you don't really need any blocks, so you'll be fine just with the strap. As always, listen to your body, look after any injuries that you have. If you are pregnant, there'll be a few little modifications that I'll give at different times throughout the practice. So we're going to start the practice lying down. So you can just find your way down to lie onto your back in a comfortable position. You might have your legs straight, or if you want a little bit more support for your lower back, you can bend your knees, feet on the mat, hip width apart. And as you find your way down into a comfortable position, just get any little wiggles and shuffles out of the way. And then just coming to rest in stillness. Eyes closing. Starting to draw awareness within. And just begin to listen. Let your hearing scan out into the distance. And just become aware of the sounds that you can hear. Not having to identify the sounds, but just hearing one. And then hearing what you hear next. And then bring your awareness to sounds closer, sounds inside of the room. Noticing the taste in your mouth, the smell in the air. Starting to get really present. Begin to place your left hand over your heart, your right hand over your belly. And just start to feel and experience your breath from moment to moment. Direct your breath into your hands. Allow your inhale to go right down into your belly. Long, full, complete exhale. Let's take another breath here. And then from there, if you're not already, you can start to straighten your legs out along your mat. And then begin to take your arms up alongside your ears. And as you inhale, start to reach and lengthen from your toes all the way through to your fingers. Finding extra length, and as you exhale, maintain that length and space. And we're going to take a few more breaths here, becoming more spacious and longer on the inhale. Maintaining that length as you exhale. And it might feel nice to add in a little movement. Maybe you reach more through one side than through the other. Just being guided by how it feels good to move in your body right now. Taking 2 more breaths here. Opening and lengthening. 1 more big inhale through the nose. Sigh it out. And then let's release the arms down. And you can grab hold of your strap or scarf, whatever you're using, and start to bring your awareness into your right leg. Bend your right knee and draw your right leg in towards your right side. And then begin to circle your right leg bone around in its socket. Nice big circle, lubricating the hip. And then let's reverse that circle. Keeping the breath flowing smoothly and comfortably. And then draw your right leg in and hug it in nice and close. Letting the back of your left heel and calf press down into the earth below. Deep breath in. And on that exhale, draw that right leg further in and down. Head resting onto the floor. Let's grab the strap. And then putting the ball of your right foot into the strap. Curling your right toes towards your face and walking your hands right down either side of the strap so your shoulders, elbows can rest on the floor. And let's just start to explore how that right leg feels. You might want to bend and straighten into the leg, maybe point and flex the toes, maybe even rock that leg a little side to side. Just getting familiar with how the right leg's showing up today. And then, as it feels appropriate, to pause in stillness. You can pause there, working towards straightening the right leg so you feel a nice stretch in the middle of the calf, the hamstring. And as you inhale, create some muscular engagement to be here, lifting and stretching the leg. And as you exhale, just back that off a little bit. Continuing, creating some effort on the inhale. A little softening and surrendering on the exhale. Finding that ebb and flow with the breath. As you finish your next exhale, take hold of your strap in your right hand. You can place your left hand on your left thigh or send your arm out to the side, letting the palm turn up. Then we're going to externally rotate the right leg so that the whole leg bone spins in its socket to turn the toes out towards the right. And then just taking the leg about 15 degrees across and pausing there. Now as you're there, bring your awareness to the back left side of your pelvis and keep it on the mat. Keep the left heel pressing down, left calf on the mat. So to help keep that left side grounded, let your belly spin more to the left, zipping up through your core. And as you keep the left side grounded, you can continue to take that right leg further across, stopping before the left side lifts off the mat. If you want to go deeper, you can bring your right foot further up towards your right hand so that one day, maybe you take hold of your foot with your hand. We've got a whole lifetime and it doesn't matter if we ever get there or not. It's going with how it feels in your body. Now let's take another breath here. And on your next inhale, firm the muscles around your right leg to draw it back up. As you find your way to the top, take hold of strap in left hand and send your right arm out, palm turned up. Now we're going to start to internally rotate the right leg so that the toes are turning towards the left. And once you've got that internal rotation, just take your leg about 15 degrees across and stop. So you start to feel some sensation around your outer right hip, maybe down into the ankle. Maybe you can turn the toes down a little more. Find that a little bit more into the ankle. And then when you're ready to continue, keep drawing that leg across, letting the back of the right hip lift off the floor as the leg continues towards the left. Keeping the right arm, shoulder resting down into the mat. Maybe you turn your gaze left or right. Maybe the head stays centered. If it's feeling quite tight and locked up through that right leg, it's fine to bend and straighten the knee a few times, just playing that edge of stretch. And then maybe there comes a point where you kind of soften a little bit further into it and you might pause in more stillness. And take another deep, full breath. And as you next inhale, firm the muscles of the right leg to support you in drawing it back up. As you find your way to the top, just slip your strap off, release your arms beside you, zip up your core, and then float your right leg softly down so it doesn't make a sound as it touches the earth. And then just be still. Just feel and experience all that there is to experience right now. And then bring your awareness to your left leg. Begin to bend your left knee, draw it in towards your left side. Now circling the left leg bone around in its socket. Nice big circles, lubricating the hip. Let's switch direction. And then drawing your left shin in towards your left side. Right heel and calf pressing into the mat. Deep breath in. On the exhale, draw the left leg further in and down. And then let's take hold of our strap. Looping it around the ball of the left foot. Curling the left toes and the right toes back towards the shin. So flexing the feet. And then as you start to take the left leg up, just playing that edge of stretch, exploring how the left leg's feeling. Maybe bend and straightening, pointing and flexing the toes, maybe even a bit of a rock side to side. Letting the hands again come right down the strap so that the elbows and shoulders can rest. If you want to have the head on the floor, you can always support the head with a block or a towel if you need to. And then when you feel like you're ready to pause with the leg more straight, just pausing there. As you inhale, create some muscular engagement to be here, lifting and lengthening through the back of the left leg. And as you exhale, just let that go. And continuing, finding that ebb and flow with the breath. One more breath here. As you finish that exhale, just take your strap in your left hand, sending your right arm out with palm up, or maybe right hand is on the right thigh. Let's externally rotate the left leg so that the toes turn towards the left. And then just take that leg about 15 degrees across and stop. As you get there, keeping the right heel, calf, and right side of the pelvis on the mat, let your belly spin towards your right to keep that side stable, grounded. And then as you're ready, continue taking your leg across towards the left, stopping before the right side wants to lift off the mat. Again, if you want to go deeper, you can take your leg further across and up towards your left shoulder. And breathe here. Nice deep breaths. Beautiful. And on your next inhale, firm the muscles of your left leg, drawing your legs smoothly back up to top. And taking your strap in right hand, sending left arm out, and the left palm face up, left arm relaxing into the floor. Let's internally rotate the left leg so the toes spin to the right. And then begin to take the left leg just about 15 degrees across and stop. So you start to feel some sensation around your outer left hip, maybe down into your left ankle. And as you're ready to continue across, keep drawing your left leg further over towards the right, letting the back of left hip lift off the mat. Maybe you turn your gaze left or right. Deep breaths. Again, you might like to bend and straighten that left leg a few times. It's feeling quite a strong sensation for you today. Just easing into it. And as you inhale, breathe as if you're breathing all the way down into your toes. Long, full exhale out. One more breath here. on your next inhale, return your leg back up to center. As you find your way there, just slip your strap off, popping it to the side, resting the arms beside you. Engage your core, and then softly float your left leg down so it doesn't make a sound as it touches the mat. And then just be still. Experience how you feel right now in this moment. Now bring your awareness to both legs, bending both knees and hugging them in towards you. Letting head and whole of back rest onto the mat. And as you next exhale, draw your knees further in and down. Let all the air out of the lungs. Another full breath here. Back body sinking down deeper on the exhale. And then from here, just take a rock side to side, massaging your back across the floor. And either rolling over to one side, or if it feels good to rock, hug the legs in, rounding your spine, core zipped up, rocking up and down your spine. And as you find your way up, let's come over to hands and knees. If you want any padding under your knees, just popping some padding underneath. And then we'll come to a tabletop, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over the knees. Getting your wrist creases parallel to the front of your mat, fingers spreading evenly apart. And let's move into some cat-cows. As you next inhale, shine your heart forward, sitting bones tilting to the ceiling. Exhale, rounding through your spine. Draw your belly in and up, relax the back of your neck. Continuing, inhaling, heart drawing forward and up, collarbones widening. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Belly drawing in and up, emptying all the air out. Let's move through one more round. As you finish that last one, let's come back to a neutral spine in our tabletop position. Start to push the floor away with your hands, fingers spreading evenly apart, and try and pull your hands together without them actually moving anywhere, just to engage the muscles through the shoulders and upper back. Neck relaxed and long. Let's start to slide the right leg back, right toes tucked under on the mat. Then bring your awareness to your left leg and imagine you can hover it just off the floor. If you're pregnant, don't worry about lifting it today. Otherwise, can you then hover your left leg just off the floor? Keep breathing here. Keep pushing the floor away with the hands. And then softly lower left leg down. Keep that same tone you just had through your belly as you now lift your right leg up. There's an internal rotation of the right leg, so the toes turn to the mat. And then imagine you're resisting your leg up into a shelf above you, collarbones wide. Maybe stay here or send your left arm out alongside your ear, palm facing in. You might hold and just stay with this. Otherwise, we're going to inhale. Exhale, draw left fist, right knee in, rounding through the spine. Inhale, extend back out. And continuing with your breath. Exhale, draw in, round up. Inhale, lengthen back out. Let's do one more. As you extend back out this time, coming back to hands and knees. And take a moment to move however feels good. Maybe some hip circles, or maybe you just want to send your butt to your heels and hang out in a child's pose. And then let's find our way back up to hands and knees, setting up for the second side. Push the floor away with the hands, collarbones are wide, neck relaxed. And let's start to slide the left leg back. And then imagine you can hover your right knee just off the mat. And then can you hover your right knee just off the mat? Breathing here, pushing the floor away with the hands. letting that spacing between the shoulder blades be full, so we're not hanging off the shoulders. And then softly lower that leg down. Keep that same tone you just had in your belly as you send your left leg up. The toes are turning down to face the mat. Stay here or right arm out along the ear, palm facing in. You're going to stay if you did on the other side, or we're going to inhale. Exhale, right fist, left knee, draw in, rounding through the spine. Inhale, reach back out. Continuing with your breath. Last one. Fantastic. And let's come back down to hands and knees. Take a moment to move however feels good. Or maybe you come back into child's pose if you want to give your wrists a little release. Back of hands can come onto the mat. Elbows bent, tucked in like little chicken wings. I know, very technical terms, that little release through the wrists. And then from here, from our child's pose, we're going to reach the arms out in front. So the arms begin to straighten, elbows are lifted. Let's take hands as wide as the mat. We're going to get ready for downward dog, pressing to all the pads and mounds of the fingers, coming onto the knees, tucking the toes, lifting the hips. It's finding your downward dog, letting your triceps wrap around your upper, outer arms, armpits deepening and hollowing, hips lifting high, neck relaxing. On your next inhale, rise onto balls of feet, lightly step or walk through to the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Standing in mountain pose at the front of your mat. Reconnecting with your breath. Sending those roots down through your feet, deep into the earth below. Let's hook our thumbs in front of our heart. And on your inhale, reach up, arch your mid to upper back a little back. Exhale, fold, spread your arms wide like wings, relax your neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, float your right foot back into warrior one. So make sure your feet are hip width apart, your back toes angle out a little, your front knee bent, stacked over heel, and then let's reach the arms forward and up. Grounding down into the feet, extending up, finding length through the waist, all the way through the crown. And then let's release the arms down. We're going to interlace hands behind. So we're working our palms towards each other. Little bend into the elbows, start to lift the head of the arm bones up and draw the shoulder blades onto the back, like you're squashing an orange in between them. And starting to reach the knuckles down to start to lift and open the chest. Let's inhale here. Exhale, relax the chin, heart leading you forward, humble warrior. Lifting hands away from the back, neck relaxing, head heavy. Take another inhale here. Exhale, release the hands, plant the palms either side of the mat, step back, downward dog. Good, stay here or bring your awareness to your right foot, hover it a few centimeters or lift that right leg high, three-legged dog. To open the hip, bend the knee, flip the hip open, drawing the chest back towards the back of the mat. Left heel grounding downwards. Next inhale, send the right leg back across, straighten the leg, float the foot down, back into a down dog. On the inhale, come to balls of feet, lightly, quietly, step through. Exhale, fold, let all the breath go. Inhale, fill the lungs, rising up. Exhale, hands to heart. Hook your thumbs with your opposite hook. Whatever feels a little awkward, you wouldn't normally do. Inhale, reach up, arch back. Exhale, fold, spread your wings. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, left leg, big step back. Warrior one. Making sure the feet are again hip width, back toes angle out a little, front knee bend, reaching for the sky. Grounding down into the legs, sending some energy up through the spine, the fingertips. Let's inhale here. Exhale, send your arms down. Interlace your hands behind with your opposite little finger on the outside to what you had before. So just that awkward side you wouldn't normally do. Let's work the shoulder blades onto the back. Collarbones widening, starting to reach the knuckles down to lift and open the chest. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, draw the chin in, heart leading you forward, humble warrior. Lifting hands away from the back, neck relaxing. Take another inhale here. Exhale, release the hands, plant the palms, step back, downward dog. If you stay in your dog or bring your awareness to your left foot, hover it a few centimeters or lift the leg high, three-legged dog. To open the hip, bend the knee, flip the hip open to the sky. Next inhale, bring that left leg back over, extend the leg out, floating the foot down, back into a normal down dog. On the inhale, come to balls of feet, lightly step through. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Keeping the arms up, let's exhale here. Gaze focused and lifted. Inhale. Exhale, ground into the left foot, draw the right knee to the chest, using your core. Inhale, step down, reach up. Exhale, left knee to chest. And continuing like that, just moving with your breath. And next time as you lift your right knee, keep it lifted. And then let's float that foot back into a high lunge. Coming onto the ball of the back foot. Maybe there's a little bend in the back knee, particularly if you feel you tend to tip your pelvis overly forward. Little bend, zipping up through the core. And then let's send the arms up, finding high lunge. And now we're going to transition from high lunge to warrior three and back a couple of times. So let's inhale here. Exhale, warrior three. Pitch the spine forward. Shift the weight into the front leg. Slide the back foot in. Lift the back leg. Now on the inhale, back to high lunge. Bend the front knee. Float down onto the ball of the back foot, rising back up. And continuing back and forth a few more times, just moving with your breath. If any thoughts come up, just drop them. They're not needed or necessary. Just moving, flowing with your breath. Now the next time you find your warrior three, see if you can stay there for some breaths. Working towards back leg spine parallel with the floor. You can explore any arm variations that you choose. Maybe you want to take your arms alongside your ears to make it stronger. Palms would face in if you go that way. And next inhale, coming back to high lunge. Exhale, sink a little deeper. One more inhale. Exhale, let's hinge forward, touch the mat, step the back foot through, folding forward. Inhale, rising to stand. Exhale, separate the arms, gaze lifted. Inhale here. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, step down, reach up. Exhale, right knee to chest. Continuing like that, staying focused. Doesn't matter if the knee lifts a little bit or it lifts quite high. Now next time left knee lifts, let's keep it lifted. Keep that breath flowing though. And then let's float back onto the ball of the left foot, finding a high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, warrior three. Pitch the spine forward. Shift the weight into the front leg. Slide the back foot and lift the back leg. On the inhale, bend the front knee. Float the ball of the back foot down, rising back up. And continuing like that, just flowing with your breath. Now the next time you find your way into Warrior Three, stay there and hold. Feel free to explore any arm variations of your choice. And remember, it's a practice. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just give it a try. See what happens. Next inhale, let's find our way back to high lunge. Exhale, sink a little deeper into that lunge. Another inhale, send some energy through your fingertips. Exhale, hinging forward, touch the earth, step that back foot through, fold forward. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Then we're going to find our way into a yogic squat. So you can take your feet a little wider than hip width apart and turning out from your hips to turn your toes out on a little bit of an angle. And as you start to bend your knees, you're going to allow your knees to track in line with the gap between second and third toes. So your turn out might be slightly different to mine, as we've all got a different anatomy. Now, as you start to bend into the knees, you could start with elbows to thighs, shoulders moving down out of the ears. That might feel like plenty. Otherwise, to go deeper, you can start to draw your sitting bones down towards the earth below. If your heels lift, you can always pop a folded up towel under them, or maybe hold your mat in front and pull your mat as if you're trying to pull it in half. And that can help to get the heels to ground. The heels find their way. You can bring your hands to your heart, sliding your shoulders down out of your ears, and pressing your upper arms into your inner thighs back into your upper arms. And let's take a couple of breaths here. One more deep breath. And as you finish that breath, just softly sitting down onto your mat. And we're going to move into some seated poses. So let's come to sitting Dandasana or rod pose. Lifting your butt flesh out, so you're sitting onto the fronts of your sitting bones. You might take some height to sit onto to help you get a little bit more of a lift. And then let's take our hands a little back and behind, but we're not leaning back, so we're going to push the floor away, resisting leaning back and rising up through the crown. So we're going to find the natural inward arch through the lower back rather than slumping and tipping back. Sending energy out through the soles of your feet as if you're standing in a mountain pose. Corseting the abdominal muscles. I know it doesn't look like we're doing too much here, but I'm sure you can feel there's quite a bit happening, particularly if we stay here and hold. We won't stay here for too long though. Let's start to bring our awareness to our right leg. Let's bend the right knee, cross that leg over, and then holding the shin or hooking the elbow to the inner thigh. We're going to find a twist. So let's inhale, send some length through the crown. Exhale, spin the heart towards the left. Keeping the breath flowing smoothly, comfortably. Now, if you're pregnant, just stay here in the twist, as the next option is going to be too much. Otherwise, on our next inhale, we're going to release the twist, turning back to the front, right hand a little back and behind, holding onto the outer right leg or the pinky toe side of the foot with the left hand. We're going to get ready for revolved hand to foot pose. So when you've got a hold of that leg, you're going to start to lift your right leg, extending it across your body. On the inhale, rising through crown. Exhale, spiraling heart to the right. Maybe lifting the right hand, looking over the fingertips. Exploring a few breaths here. The inhale supports you in extending up through your crown, maybe straightening your right leg more. Exhale supports you in twisting, spinning the heart maybe a little further towards the back of the mat. One more inhale. Full exhale. And then take your time releasing out. And coming back into rod pose. Beautiful. And then let's bring our awareness to our left leg. Starting to bend left knee. Crossing that foot over. Holding onto the shin or hooking the elbow to the inner left thigh. On the inhale, rising through your crown. Exhale, spiral your heart open to your right. So stay here just in a twist if you did on the first side. Otherwise, if you're coming into revolved hand to foot pose. On our next inhale, let's come out. You're going to switch the arms around. So left hand goes a little back and behind. Right hand holding the other left leg, or maybe the pinky toe side of the foot as you're ready. So to lift that leg, standing it across on a diagonal. Inhale, rising through crown. Exhale, spinning heart towards the left. Maybe lift the left hand, looking over the fingertips. And take another full deep breath here. As you finish that breath, bend your knee, releasing, coming back into rod pose. And then from here, we're going to prepare to move into Shavasana. So taking a moment to grab any extra layers that you might want to have, maybe a blanket to pop over you. And then just finding your way to lie down in a comfortable position on the floor. As you're finding your way down, you might want to hug your knees in, maybe take a little rock from side to side, getting any little movements and last little shuffles out of the way, so then you can come to rest in stillness. And as you're comfortable, just start to close down your eyes and be still. Just giving yourself permission to let go. Let's take a couple of deep breaths to support us in that process. Breathing in deeply through your nose. Open your mouth, let something go. 2 more breaths like that. Last one, letting it all go. And begin to close your mouth, continuing to breathe in and out of your nose. Breath settling into a natural, comfortable rhythm. And just feel your whole body relaxing and letting go further and further with each exhalation. And the more you let go, the heavier you start to feel in your physical body. Keep letting go. Dropping down into that silent space beneath the mind, where all doing stops. And please stay here for as long as you like. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Namaste.